Hello and welcome to Only Connect, where we are back in business with just a few, hopefully, temporary changes. Basically, we've got some Perspex screens up. And here in Wales, there are a couple of specific regional regulations. The crew have been asked to stay 5 metres away from me at all times, so at least some things are the same as usual. Joining me this evening are, on my right, Michael Maybridge, a modern history and politics graduate whose great-great-grandfather was killed by a falling cask of spirits. Sally Maybridge, an am-dram enthusiast who can do a cartwheel. And their captain, Tim Bridgestock, a management information officer who has painted an orangutan enclosure in the Bornean rainforest. All members of the Bridge family, more or less. They are the Bridges. Tim, how are you related?
So Sally is my sister, Michael is her husband, and my brother-in-law.
I'm surprised because I think this season most people are coming on to Only Connect to get away from their families. In a normal year, I don't know why they've come, but this year I understand the motivation. I'm assuming you weren't locked down together?
No.
And do you quiz together in sort of happy harmony, or do you tend to bicker afterwards?
Quizzing is about the only time we get along, so...
Marvellous. Well, I hope you have a happy evening tonight. You will be facing, on my left, Alan Hay, a freelance journalist who has appeared in an amateur film as Second Zombie. Lindsay Baumeister, a law graduate who once drew on David Beckham's arm at an airport. And their captain, Alan Flanagan, a writer and board game enthusiast who can pick up a cereal box from the floor using only his teeth. All big fans of a murder mystery. They're the Whodunnits. Welcome to Only Connect, Alan. So you're not related to your team?
No, we are individuals, but we work as one.
If you had to bring a member of your family to quiz with you, who would you pick?
My nephew, he's 2, but he's energetic.
Very good. Well, I hope you have an energetic evening. Thank you all very much for coming and playing. I wish you the best of luck. Now, we've tossed a coin before the game. Bridges, you won that. You'll be going first. Please choose an Egyptian hieroglyph.
The twisted flax, please.
The twisted flax. OK, you'll be seeing 4 clues. What do they have in common? Obviously, more points if you don't need to see all 4. Shout next when you're ready for another one. Your first clue is coming in now.
Dan Snow.
Dan Snow. Is that a Game of Thrones thing?
No, he's related to Jon Snow, the political guy, I think.
OK, next, please.
Chip Douglas.
Doesn't really to me. Chip Douglas. It's not like Carl Douglas's real name or something. Another one?
I don't know, yeah.
Next, please.
Lee Ridley.
Lee Ridley.
Ridley Scott. He's...
Yeah, they're not...
Ripley's in Alien, isn't
Ripley. Next, please. OK, it's
That's the Family Guy.
Are they all something guy?
3 seconds.
I think they might all be known as something guy.
They are all the something guy. Very well done. What can you tell me about some of these clues?
Well, Peter Griffin is Family Guy. Beyond that, we don't have much to offer, I don't think.
Is Dan Snow the history guy? Or am I misremembering that?
Dan Snow, the history guy. Chip Douglas, he is the character played by Jim Carrey in The Cable Guy. A good weird film. And Lee Ridley, he won Britain's Got Talent in 2018, Lost Voice Guy. Remember that comedian who spoke through a voice synthesizer? Really lovely, funny chap, and he was the Lost Voice Guy. Over to you, Whodunnits. Which hieroglyph would you like?
The Horned Viper.
The Horned Viper. OK, these are going to be picture questions. They have something in common. What is it? Here's the first picture.
Fawn.
A gazelle. And a cappy. And the yellow.
Will we go for them?
Yeah.
Next.
D.
So that's C.
It's a C.
Fawn, C, deer, C.
Fawn,
C. Doe.
Doe.
Doe. Oh, yeah, doe. Okay.
Puppy.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think...
Next. Should we go next?
We'll go next, or...
Yeah.
Next. Oh, OK. So we're...
Doe.
Doe. Yeah.
Doe.
Is the right answer. And, of course, you are going to get 2 points because you came in after 3 clues. Doe. We are looking at a female deer. Doe on the do-re-mi scale. Who's that in the third picture?
Homer Simpson.
Homer Simpson, of course. And some dough at the end. Although, again, like one's really the last thing some people want to see, isn't it? Did you do much baking in the lockdown?
Yes. Lots of brown Irish soda bread. Too much.
It got really difficult to get yeast, didn't it?
Yes.
At one stage. Very difficult. I was assuming Actually, that's not broadcastable. I thought people were having all sorts of fun at home. Let's just leave it at that. Do, 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 and do. Very well done. 2 points to you. Back to you, Bridges. What would you like?
The lion, please.
The lion. OK. Lion question. Your first clue is coming in now.
R is for rake.
Is there anyone? Next, please.
B is for boat. Romeo.
Is it like a letter you can add for something to get? Think another. Next, please.
G is for cake. No, it isn't.
Can think. Can't. I think it could be adding a letter.
Yeah, it could be adding a letter.
Taking one letter. Next, please.
NATO alphabet. Ch is for castle.
So the castle begins with CH.
Not that I can think of.
2 seconds.
You can add these letters to the front of something to get an example of these.
I cannot give you any points for that, I'm afraid. Whodunnits, you've got the chance of a bonus point.
If you add ato, it becomes the French for that word.
That is absolutely right. R to make ratto, meaning a rake. B for bateau, G for gatto, and CH for chateau. What would you also need to add to 3 of the words?
X.
Accent.
For the plural.
Well, X for the plural. Well, that would be true of all of them. No, you need to add a circumflex on the A, but only to 3 of them. Do you know which one doesn't take the circumflex?
Is it the gatto? Is it gatto?
No, it's bateau.
Battle.
Bateau. Bateau. Very well done. You get the bonus point, and you may choose your own question.
Can we have 2 reads, please?
Yes, you may. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Printing press. Printing devil.
Next. Compass. So are these? So why is printing a verb?
Printing.
Compass. North. Needles.
North, south, east, west.
Next. Papermaking.
Papermaking.
This feels like.
Points.
It's
something they all have.
Okay. Next.
2 seconds.
We're going to say they all involve
A plot.
a plot.
A plot? Talk me through the clues, please.
Well, there's a gunpowder plot. Use a compass to plot your course.
Yes.
Printing also involves plots, and so does papermaking.
I can't accept it, I'm afraid. So a bonus chance for you, Bridges. Do you know the answer?
They invented by Germans.
Absolutely not the case.
Chinese. Isn't it?
Unless those Germans were very well travelled, because they were all invented in ancient China. They are China's 4 great inventions. Apparently, this is according to the sinologist Dr. Joseph Needham. I went to see a sinologist about my allergies. Very unhelpful, very unhelpful. No bonus points there, then. But, Bridges, you may have your own question.
The Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. Lovely. It'll be a musical question. You'll be hearing your clues. Shout next when you want another one. First one coming in now.
Means nothing to me.
Anything? Next, please.
He said too many folks just stand and wait
Some sort of
till the morning.
country type thing, isn't it? Kenny Rogers or something.
Tomorrow never
Theme
comes.
tune?
And he would
Next, please.
It's Lark Rising, isn't it?
It's the old Dvorak. What's it actually?
The Hovis advert.
Yeah. What's it actually called? Something morning or something?
That's money from Peer Gynt.
Oh, is that what this is?
I think so.
Next, please. Oh,
2 seconds.
they're adverts.
They are not all adverts. Whodunnits, do you know?
Is it something to do with a new world?
It is something to do with the New World. That is the answer. Very well done. What did we hear?
I could only recognise the third one, which was Dvorak's
New World Symphony.
New World Symphony, yes.
And that was used,
In a Hovis
I now
advert.
realise, in an advert for Hovis. I mean, our poor viewers, they quite look forward to us coming back, and now it's all bread and relatives, and you're screaming, I came here to get away from that. New World in the Morning, Roger Whittaker, that was the second one. First one, Brave New World, Toyah. And we didn't quite get to hear much of the last one. It was a whole new world. I quite want to hear a bit more of it because apparently the version we were going to hear... Well, can we hear it and see if we can work out the singers?
Unbelievable sights.
Do you know who's singing that?
Peter, Andre and Jordan. Oh, Katie
It's
Price.
Peter Andre and Katie Price, isn't it? Lovely, unbelievable feelings. Fantastic. Do you know Katie Price's third divorce came through this year? I don't mind telling you, we've got high hopes of a sequence question sometime next year. Very well done. A bonus point to you, New World. And the last question of the round, the water question, is coming your way. First clue coming in now.
The Oxford or Cambridge groups.
Oh, that's footlights, but there could be like a...
footlights, yeah.
Is there anything... next.
Find what we're touching.
Oh, it's like a statue or a painting or something like that. The subject of like an image.
Oh no, is it the Statue of Liberty? Is that the model for the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, maybe.
We'll do next. Next. Is that like is that La Clermont kind of area?
I don't know.
Next.
Oh, these are
Oh, it's film.
It is the logos of film companies.
The logos of film studios. Very well done.
Nice.
What are those companies?
The last one is... Oh, what was it again?
DreamWorks? No.
DreamWorks.
I think
DreamWorks.
the 22 Stars is Paramount.
Yeah.
That's Paramount, yes, stars over Ben Lomond.
Columbia is Evelyn.
Columbia Pictures, yes. Evelyn Venable, whose surname really feels like an anagram of her first name, doesn't it? But isn't quite. And the first one?
20th Century Fox.
Fox, yeah.
Well, it's now 20th Century Studios, previously 20th Century Fox. Very good, good knowledge. That means at the end of round one, the Bridges have 1 point, the Whodunnits have 5. Onto the sequences round now. There are still 4 clues, but the teams may see only 3 of them at most, because I want to know what would come forth in the sequence. Bridges, you'll be going first again. Which hieroglyph would you like?
2 reeds, please.
2 reeds, OK. You will see the first in a series of pictures. What would you expect to see in the 4th picture? Here's the first.
That's Montgomery. Field Marshal. Bernard Montgomery.
Can we get a sequence out of that?
No.
Next, please. What's his first name?
Bernard. Something with 2 heads.
A boa or a python? It's still a sequence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, a Monty Python. It's a picture of a circus.
Yeah,
It's got to be.
Yeah.
A picture of a circus.
Very well done. It will be a picture of a circus. And why?
It's a picture of Montgomery in the first picture, which Michael recognised, a picture of a python, and so Monty Python's flying circus.
Actually, 2 pythons there with an implied apostrophe, of course. Monty Python's flying circus. Have you seen that show?
Yes.
John Cleese worries that people haven't seen it, you know, because he talks a lot about how it hasn't been repeated. He said recently that he thinks he's not famous anymore because it's not repeated. But he said in 2018, maybe it's too funny. It might not contrast well with the comedy they do these days. Do you know any of the other names they considered before calling it Monty Python's Flying Circus?
Owl Stretching Time.
Owl Stretching Time was one of them, and they also considered Wither Canada, The Nose Show, Ow, It's Colin Plint, A Horse, a Spoon and a Basin, and The Toad Elevating Moment. They'd all be really good for charades, wouldn't they? I'd like to see someone do The Toad Elevating Moment drunk after a Christmas lunch. Very well done. Whodunnits, what would you like?
The lion.
The lion. OK, your first clue is coming in now.
14 to 25, so it's adding 9. 1, 4 is 5. Go next. Next. 12 to 15. Oh, God.
It's going to be one that's not going to be numbers at all, isn't it?
Is it binary too? It can be binary.
Next. 34 to 75, 347, 145. 25, 50, 75, 100.
Yeah.
So why is it?
12.
What's making it?
14, 12.
God, I can't.
I can't see any maths.
2 seconds.
Is it 56 arrow 100?
And why would that be?
Because of the...
Not a sequence, I'm afraid. Bonus chance for you, Bridges, do you know?
52 to 100.
52, an arrow 100.
And why would that be?
Because it feels like some sort of geometric progression-y thing.
Nothing so sophisticated. You'll kick yourselves. Imagine there was a little diagonal line between the first 2 numbers. It's just quarter fractions. So that is 1/4, a quarter, or 25%. A half is 50%, 3 over 4, 3/4, 75%, so I want to hear 1 over 1, 100, 11 to 100%. It is quarter fractions to percentages. Didn't spot that numerical one. What would you like, Bridges?
The Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. What will come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
1 Brian Blessed.
First, Brian Blessed. Next, please.
2nd George Baker.
If anything means less.
The George Baker selection did the theme tune to Reservoir Dogs. Whether it's the same George Baker. I think we need another one.
Yeah.
Next, please.
3rd John Hurt.
He's obviously an actor. They all played someone. They all appeared in something.
The only thing I know about John
Who
Hurt was
or-
he was the war doctor, but the others haven't been in.
No.
Doctor as far as I
You
know.
can have a sensible guess.
2 seconds.
4th, Anthony Hopkins.
Close, but not the answer, I'm afraid. Whodunnits, do you know?
It's Olivier.
4th, Laurence Olivier.
Not it, I'm afraid. 4th is the wonderful Derek Jacobi. Does that help?
Is it Claudius?
It is Claudius, the 4th Emperor of Rome in I, Claudius. Brian Blessed played the 1st Emperor of Rome, Emperor Augustus. George Baker played the 2nd Emperor of Rome, who was
Julius.
Tiberius. John Hurt played the 3rd, who was the sex
Caligula.
one, Caligula, that's right. And who would have been 5th, possibly my favourite actor of all time? Who was the 5th Emperor of Rome?
Neo.
Nero is the answer. And who would play the Emperor Nero, if not the great Christopher Biggins? And I'm not even joking. I think Christopher Biggins is really great. I once took part in a radio debate. I had to debate against the motion, Daniel Day-Lewis is a better actor than Christopher Biggins. I made a good fist of it. I'm a big fan of Biggins. Derek Jacobi was 4th. So no points there. Whodunnits, you may choose a question.
The Twisted Flax.
The Twisted Flax. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Bookmark. Made of 2 words. Ends in a currency. Next. Copy. Oh, these are things you can do on your computer.
Is it going to be alphabetical? B, C?
B, C, D, E, Control and E, or Escape.
It might just be the next.
Yeah, it's like in the top of the...
Maybe. Next. Bold.
No, it's
So it's italically beside bold.
C, V, what's the...
Easy.
What are the letters? Where's B on the keyboard? Is it on the bottom row? Because bold is controlling B.
No, because it's control.
Oh, it's Control.
2 seconds.
Is it all?
What do you mean exactly?
Like select all?
Select all is the right answer. Very well done. And why is that?
They're what happens if you press Control and
Yeah.
D, C, B, and A on a computer.
That's it. Control D, Control C, Control B, Control A. Very well done. Next in the sequence, of course, if you can manage to press Control C and B at once, Christopher Biggins appears in your room, especially if you've had enough gin. Bridges, back to you. What would you like?
Water, please.
Water. Very sensible. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Rob Run. Doesn't mean anything. Looks like an anagram.
Next, please.
Geocar. Geography, cartography.
Pornography.
Next, please. Oh, it's Woodrow Wilson. It's the middle of...
So who's next?
Oh, is it? No.
George Carter.
Do the top ones work for me?
Robert.
Not so they do. It's got to be something. Oh, Robert Rumsey. Rowan Williams. Who's the current...
It's
Dustin Welby.
Dustin Welby.
2 seconds.
Well.
Just well.
Well is the right answer. Very well spotted. What's going on here?
These are the first 3 letters of each of the names of consecutive archbishops of Canterbury.
Archbishops of Canterbury. Robert Runcie, George Carey, my favourite, Rowan Williams, a man I admire as much as I admire Christopher Biggins, but for totally different reasons, and Justin Welby. Do you know an interesting fact? Every Archbishop of Canterbury between 1942 and 1991 had a 6-letter surname. It went Temple, Fisher, Ramsey, Coggan, Runcie. All 6 letters. Isn't that interesting? Very well spotted. You solved that word puzzle. Back to you, Whodunnits, for the last question of the round. Horned Viper. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Winchester Rifle, Winchester Cathedral.
Cathedral. I suppose
Families in Supernatural.
Winchester. Next. Winchester.
Are these like, could they be something literary? Are there any like Jane Austen books or anything like that?
Winchester.
They have the same beginning.
No, you know what? It could be old capitals of England. So what's the next one?
Next.
Oh, so it was the capital of the English kingdoms before the extension. It was.
2 seconds.
Londinium.
Not it, I'm afraid. Bridges, would you like to have a go for a bonus point?
Truro.
Is the right answer. Well done, and why is that?
I think it's perhaps county towns of counties moving west along the south coast of England.
That's exactly what it is. You sound nervous. It is county towns, and you're moving east to west along the south coast of England, and the county town of Cornwall is Truro. Very well done. Good geographical knowledge. So you've pulled it back after a slightly tricky round 1, and that means at the end of round 2, the Bridges have 7 points, the Whodunnits have 7 points. Time now for the connecting wall. 16 jumbled up clues that the teams need to sort into 4 connected groups of 4. There's a point for each group, a point for each connection, and bonus points if they get it all correct. Whodunnits, it'll be your turn to go first this time. So please choose lion or water.
Water, please.
OK, you have 2.5 minutes to solve the water wall, starting now.
Cardinal, Donade, Bogey, Fire Engine.
Colonel Tom Parker, Colonel Bogey.
Colonel Kurtz from Whodunnits now.
And Colonel...
Blood.
Try Colonel Blood.
Colonel Blood. Excellent, very good. Cardinal, Butterfly.
Donna's a tennis and Prince of tennis brands. Wilson. Head. Yonex is as well, that's a 5, I think.
Do we have any others? Because I can see red, Fire Engine red, Rust red, Cardinal red, and...
Yeah, Brick
Red.
Red.
Brick red.
Yeah.
So I'll try those. Excellent. Okay.
You get 3 strikes now.
Okay, so shore sounds like shore, waste sounds like waste. So
Donny.
Guide. Shoreline, guideline, waistline.
yeah, shoreline.
Headline.
Headline. So Donne, Prince, Wilson, and Yonex.
Tennis brands.
The tennis brands. So we're
Yeah.
happy with
Yeah.
those. So
Shoreline.
Donne, Prince, Wilson, and Yonex are tennis brands, and waist, head, guide, and shore go before line.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll give it a whirl.
That's it, you've solved the wall. You made short work of that. Was it easier than you expected?
It was scary, but
I'm not really sure what's just happened.
Well, what's just happened is you've got 4 points for sorting them out into the groups, and you can now get points for the connections. So, what connects Bogey, Kurtz, Tom Parker and Blood?
is that Colonel?
Colonel.
Colonel.
All Colonels. Who's Colonel Blood?
God, I don't know. A vampire?
He tried to steal the crown jewels.
Oh.
Colonel Thomas Blood. And the next group, Cardinal, Fire Engine, Rust, Brick.
They are all shades of red.
They are Donne, Prince, Wilson, Yonex.
Those are
Tennis brands.
tennis brands.
Brands of tennis racket, that's right. And the last group, Shore, Waist, and so on.
Go before line.
They go before line, so that is also 4 points for the connections and a bonus 2 for getting it all correct. That is the maximum of 10 points. Very well done. Time to bring the Bridges in now and give them the other wall, the lion wall, see what they can do about solving it. Of course, you have 2.5 minutes, if you need it, starting now.
OK, so there are the stance of Spanish football teams in here. You can see Athletic, Real, Celta, Sporting,
There are Italian
Racing. There's...
musical terms as well. Largo, piano, presto, and maybe dolce.
I'm going to go through the sports ones if I can.
Okay.
Thinking.
There's piano as well, obviously.
Yes. Grave or grave.
So we've got musical
term.
markings, aren't they?
Yeah, largo, piano, presto,
Any other than grave? Or piano?
piano, yeah.
OK, so I left that piano there. Keep talking, what else have you got? Right.
3 strikes now, plenty of time.
I think there's Bond villains in here. There's
Oh,
something like
Dr.
Max
No.
Zorin, Dr. No, something Largo. I'm guessing Sanchez could well be a Bond villain.
Large has got Argo in it. It's all Largo,
Oh,
sorry,
hang
it's
on,
got
we've got
Argo in
Big
it.
Deal, Raw Deal, Real
No.
Deal, and No
No
Deal.
Deal.
So happy with Spanish football
Yeah.
teams,
And musical terms.
musical indicators,
Yeah.
terms, Bond villains, if it's right,
Yep. Go
and
for it.
then deals.
That's That's it, you've solved the walls. Simple as that. But can you tell me the connections? What about that first group? Racing, sporting, and so on?
These are words that start the names of Spanish football teams.
They all refer to Spanish football teams: Sporting Gijón, Athletic Bilbao, Celta Vigo, and Racing Santander. And the green group, starting Dolce.
These are musical instructions.
They are musical instructions, presto, piano, and so on. And the pink group, Big, No, Raw.
These can all be followed by deal.
Big deal, no deal, raw deal, real deal. And the next group, Sanchez, King, and so on.
I think these are the surnames of Bond villains.
They are all Bond villains. Absolutely right. So you get 4 points for the groups and the connections, the bonus for getting it all right. That's the maximum. Let's have a look at the overall scores. The Bridges have 17 points. The Whodunnits have 17 points. So the outcome will be decided in the missing vowels round. We've taken well-known names, phrases and sayings, taken out the vowels, squidged up the consonants, and the teams must tell me what the disguised clues are. Remember, teams, in this round, if you get it wrong, you will lose points. So buzz with care. OK, fingers on buzzers. The first group are all reptilian phrases. Bridges?
See you later, alligator.
Correct. Whodunnits?
In a while, crocodile.
Yes, it is. Whodunnits?
Snake in the grass.
Correct. Bridges?
The tortoise and the hare.
Yes, hares are reptiles. Next category, a desert and a dessert. Bridges?
Sahara and Bait Alaska.
Yes, it is. Whodunnits?
Kalahari and Knickerbocker Glory.
Brilliant. Bridges?
Great Basin and Gypsy Tart.
You're a genius. Next clue. Whodunnits?
Gobi and Blancmange.
Correct. Next category, they're all first women. Whodunnits?
Valentina Tereshkova.
First woman in space, correct. Whodunnits?
Margaret Thatcher.
Correct. Whodunnits?
Aretha Franklin.
First woman in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that's right. Whodunnits?
Eve.
That's right. And the noise has sounded for the end of the round. So looking at the final scores, the Bridges finish on 21. The Whodunnits have 25. Very well done. You are the winners and straight through to the next round. Bridges, you did really well. It was a slightly nervous first round, but you came back brilliantly, and you will get another chance to win through to the next round later in the competition. Thank you all for playing. Please join me next time for another episode of the quiz that's the toughest of nuts to crack. And I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that that's actually the macadamia nut. It can withstand 300 pounds of pressure per square inch. Good night.
Only Connect, the difficult second quiz book, is available now. Conversation you won't hear anywhere else with the real talk of the Sister Collective. Listen on BBC Sounds for some diverse voices. New tonight at 9 on BBC Two, the Doctor Who murdered because he could. The Shipman Files, a very British crime story. There's more on that to follow.
Harold Shipman is sentenced